How did the American Navy end up firing upon an Iranian container ship navigating the Gulf of Oman? It began with a standoff, as the Navy delivered repeated warnings over a span of several hours. The final escalation came when multiple rounds were fired into the massive ship, instantly disabling its engines and triggering an internal fire. But how is a modern naval gun capable of firing 3 explosive rounds in mere seconds? The secret lies below deck, an advanced autoloader backed by a nearly endless magazine of ammunition. Watch how it operates. The system mechanically loads the artillery and fires and immediately ejects the spent casing. This brings us to the ultimate question. How do military forces physically seize a colossal container ship? The Navy sends in the Marines. Deployed from amphibious ships, they rappel down from hovering helicopters to systematically secure and clear the decks. It is Sunday, April 19, 2026, and the high seas are about to witness a massive escalation. A direct maritime confrontation between the United States and Iran. The tip of the spear for this operation is the USS Spruance, a heavily armed U.S. Navy-guided missile destroyer. They are backed by an elite boarding team of U.S. Marines from the 31st Marine Expeditionary Unit. Their target, the Tuska. It is a massive 900-foot-long Panamax-class container ship flying the Iranian flag, capable of hauling roughly 5,000 shipping containers. This behemoth is making its way from Zhuhai, China, directly toward Bandar Abbas, Iran. So how did they actually disable the ship? The interception takes place in the international waters of the Gulf of Oman, roughly 340 miles east of the strategic Strait of Hormuz. It is triggered by a broader U.S. naval blockade on Iranian ports. The Tuska is steaming ahead at a brisk 17 knots, approaching the northern Arabian Sea. The USS Spruance moves in to intercept. The cargo ship is attempting to run the blockade line, but the U.S. Navy does not open fire immediately. Instead, U.S. Central Command executes a highly calculated strategy, an escalation of warnings.
Motor Vessel Toska, vacate your engine room. Vacate your engine room. We're prepared to subject you to disabling fire.
For 6 hours, U.S. forces issue repeated warnings and direct orders for the Tuska to cut its engines and turn around. The ship's crew ignores every single directive, stubbornly holding their course toward Iran. When the vessel continually refuses to comply, the USS Spruance escalates to precise disabling force. The Navy hails the ship over the radio with a chillingly specific final warning. Motor Vessel Tuska, vacate your engine room. We are about to subject you to disabling fire. A warning horn blasts. Then the USS Spruance aims its 5-inch Mark 45 gun and fires. At least 3 rounds slam directly into the Tuska's engine room. It fires the first shot, then the second and a third round. At least 3 rounds slam directly into the Tuska's engine room. This tactical strike blows a hole in the machinery space, instantly killing the ship's propulsion. The surgical precision stops the massive vessel dead in its tracks, all while keeping the main hull intact to prevent it from sinking. With the colossal container ship disabled and adrift in the water, it is time to move in. But that's not it. The U.S. Tripoli amphibious assault ship takes over. They launched helicopters with the 31st Marine Expeditionary Unit and then successfully boarding the non-compliant ship. They sweep the decks, secure the vessel, and take full official custody of the ship, its crew, and its massive cargo. This is the actual night vision footage of U.S. Marines seizing that massive Iranian container ship. Launched from the U.S. Tripoli and MH-60 Seahawks, the Navy's version of the Black Hawk, these elite teams execute a precision tactical drop. The lead chopper holds a tight hover directly over the shipping containers as Marines fast rope into the shadows. Meanwhile, a second Seahawk circles high above, providing armed overwatch to protect the team as they secure the vessel. But what's so special about this Mark 45 naval gun? This sophisticated system can be compartmentalized into 4 distinct parts. Starting at the base is the automated ammunition shuttle. Just above it, we encounter the automated ammunition handling system, showcasing advanced technology and precision engineering. Progressing forward, the next component is the 20-round loader drum, a crucial element in the seamless operation of the system. Positioned just above the loader drum is the gun shield, providing essential protection and stability to the entire setup. So how does this automatic loading mechanism works? The ammunition shuttle travels towards the lower ammunition hoist. The ammunition hoist lifts the shell toward the 20-round loader. A tray that carries both the shell and the propellant turns 90 degrees and pushes them into the gun barrel. When ready, the gun fires. Together, these four integral components form a seamlessly integrated system that can spit out 10 to 16 rounds per minute. The shell case ejector, a vital mechanism, efficiently expels spent shell cases after each firing of the powerful 127mm gun through this side of the weapon. The shell can travel to around 24 kilometers, which translates to around 14 miles from the US destroyer towards the enemy target. But what if you're dealing with a military vessel over 50 miles away? Well, hidden just beneath the deck are these vertical launchers. This unit measures approximately 25 feet in length. Placing it in front of a person provides a tangible sense of its size. Now let's delve into how the hot launch system operates through super simple basic animations. The VLS door cell opens for the missile. As the missile ignites, the exhaust gases are directed upwards through a designated vent, as shown in this visualization. This design enables the missile to launch independently, free from any gases. That was the first layer of defense. The second layer involves a close-in weapon system, such as the phalanx. At the top is the KU Band's search radar. Just below it is the KU Band tracking and gun-laying radar, and further below is the 20mm Gatling gun that spits out 4,500 rounds per minute. All these rounds are fed from an ammunition drum and lineless feed. Let's take a closer look at how this works. When the phalanx is activated, the search radar acquires an inbound drone threat at a distance of 10 miles. The search radar continues tracking and the software confirms the threat. The fire control radar then locks onto a target at 5 miles. Approximately 2 miles away, or at the optimal range assigned by the software, the gun opens fire on threat 1 and continues firing until a hard or soft kill is achieved by expelling tons of almost endless rounds, destroying any drones, boat, and planes that come near the ship. If that doesn't work against small targets, then this is another close-in weapon system, the CRAM. If the preceding method proves ineffective against small targets, another close-in weapon system, the CRAM, comes into play. The CRAM integrates the radar and electro-optical system of the phalanx, but this bad boy alone packs an 11-cell RAM launcher that can be reloaded, thus creating an autonomous system that can engage threats without relying on external information. Within the CRAM is the RIM-116 rolling airframe missile equipped with an infrared homing device. This small, lightweight infrared homing surface-to-air missile is specifically designed for engaging subsonic missile, such as the Soviet-era P-15 re-engineered by Iran, which maneuvers in close proximity to the oceans to evade radar. The CRAM defense system activates in such scenarios, destroying anything within a 6-mile radius with a 90% hit accuracy. But how will the US actually capture or block a foreign-flagged oil tanker? And how will it enforce a blockade when a geopolitical chess game suddenly escalates into a kinetic military operation? In this scenario, the United States will enforce a strict blockade on Iranian oil. This is oil that China will have explicitly placed under its protection. This operation will serve as the climax of a weeks-long standoff, rooted in the US government's aggressive new complete blockade of Iranian exports. The target will be some rusting 10-year-old tanker identified by US intelligence as part of the Shadow Fleet, a clandestine network of vessels used by China and Iran to transport illicit oil and bypass global sanctions. Let's consider this scenario. An oil tanker will be intercepted by the US Navy near the Strait of Hormuz. When the captain refuses to stop, shuts off the ship's transponder, and flees into the open Pacific Ocean, the US will dispatch its forces, sparking a grueling pursuit of more than 5,000 miles. If you're looking to upgrade your digital defense system, you need to check out this military-grade VPN. Think of Surfshark VPN as your frontline defense. It scans and detects threats, alerting you to thousands of dangerous emails. Beyond that, it includes a robust antivirus software to shield your devices from viruses, malware, and tracking by ads, bots, or third parties. Finally, with Surfshark VPN, a single subscription covers not just you, but also your friends or even your entire city if you wanted. Go to our link surfshark.com/AITele. By buying through the promo link, you will get 4 extra months free, assured by a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what tactics and deception will the tanker's crew follow? If this is an Iranian oil tanker, the crew will frantically attempt to change the ship's legal identity on the move to make it untouchable. They will repaint the hull, rename the ship to Chinese or Russian, and raise the respective flag. As the tanker steams toward the strategic gap between the Middle East and the Indian Ocean. To complicate matters further, Chinese warships will operate in the vicinity, creating a defensive screen. This will force American commanders to proceed with extreme caution, knowing that one wrong move could spark an accidental naval war. Despite the silent threat lurking below, the US will give the green light to seize the vessel. Their strategy will be bold, neutralize the Chinese submarine not with torpedoes, but with overwhelming air superiority. Leading the surface chase will be the USS Monroe, a Legend-class cutter that will have stalked the Iranian-Chinese vessel for weeks through brutal ocean swells. But before the U.S. Navy can make its move, the sky will need to be secured. U.S. Navy P-8 Poseidon will swarm the sector, dropping a net of sonobuoys to track the Chinese subs' every movement, while KC-135 Strato tankers will keep the surveillance dragnet aloft 24/7. The Air Force will join the hunt, deploying electronic warfare assets to strip Chinese communications bare. The P-8s will effectively box out the submarine, signaling clearly that any aggression will guarantee its immediate destruction. With the underwater threat pinned down, the U.S. surface ship will finally close the distance. Because the Pacific seas will be too violent for small boarding boats, the American operators will go vertical. In a precision assault, special operations teams will fast rope from hovering helicopters directly onto the tanker's deck. Within minutes, they will secure the bridge, cut the engines, and raise the American flag. This is when the oil tanker will be theirs and blockade is enforced. We make original videos from scratch and animated by humans, so please subscribe to not miss a beat.